Judgment time.
Let's finish this.
Law is not the law. I'm the law.
Welcome back to the Movie Club Podcast. My name is Trae D. Price. Joining me, of course, is Mr. Shakis Moore. And today we are talking about 2012's Dredd. Shakis, I got you back here again to talk about these action movies, superhero films, sci-fi, in what I'm trying to call Sci-Fi Month, where we're doing. I wanted you to go through like old school sci-fi, but then I messed up and thought this would be like I wanted to do that with Judge Dredd, and then I messed up and thought would be a really nice thing to have a comparison between this one and the 2012 reboot. So I am now changing this to comic book adaptation month.
We don't have enough time.
There's always time. Where we're going, we don't need time.
Well, then, if we're going to be doing this, I got to put you on to Brazil then, because you didn't see that. Because I had to watch it for class.
Comic book adaptation. We're out of science fiction. You ain't listen to a word.
No, I'm trying to go ahead and undo that decision. You know what? I judge that decision.
You judge that decision. Rookie, your assessment starts now. Get to reviewing.
This movie is a lot better than the Judge Dredd 1995 movie. I'll tell you that.
I like how you forgot the name.
No, I was trying to remember the year. Normally, I don't care. Doesn't matter.
That's an automatic fail.
Well, you know what? Since we're getting wild on the podcast now, since I've been fired and I failed, I'm gonna go wild. No,
No, I don't do that. I don't. Shakis Moore doesn't get wild, sir.
That's outside of regulations. This movie is actually really good. Like, outside of being a better, I don't know how much better of an adaptation it is compared to the comics than the original movie Judge Dredd is, but it feels like a more accurate adaptation to me. You know, and I'm, like I said, I don't know the source material, but this actually feels like a really good movie. Carl Urban has a lot of good presence in this movie as Dredd, and Dredd doesn't seem like this super mega invincible dude. He just seems like the best dude that is around. And he just takes his job like very seriously. Yeah. Cause like one of the other judges says as they're trying to track Dredd down is like, you know what Mega City A is?
Mega City 1.
Fuck. Again. You know what Mega City 1 is? It's a meat grinder, and it is. It's a horrible place. This place they're in, there's only a 4% employment rate. Right. That is crazy. Yeah, you got to be hard on these people because they don't give a fuck. They don't. They don't give no fuck. They have none. And, oh, man, this movie just does really well. And it's really dirty. Movie's very dirty. Very dirty. I like that. The main antagonist reminds me of what is her name from Rhythm Section?
God, it would have been right on my head.
Some Bailey, I feel like. Some Drew, is it Drew something?
No, it's not Drew Barrymore.
No, shut up. I'm trying to think. But at first I thought it was like one of her early movies, or not really early because 2012.
Blake Lively.
I was completely off. But it reminded me of her. I was like, oh, she's in this movie? Okay. But I mean, she wasn't. But Lena Headey does a very good job in this movie. She's actually one of my favorite parts of this movie. She's very cruel. She's very cool in this movie.
Oh, she's the definition of cruel.
Skin him. Throw him off the balcony.
And the thing about Mama, as who she plays in this movie, is that she does it with such like an abandon. Like, she doesn't care.
She just does not give a fuck about anybody or anything.
Skin him, throw him off the balcony. And he's like, what if we pop him full of some slow mo? Fucking do it. I mean, yeah, sure. Sounds like a good idea. You know what? Promote it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like just like her laissez-faire, like, take on things.
It makes her even colder. Like her performance of the lines just makes her character just that much darker, and I just love it.
I talked about contrast in the last movie between Judge Dredd and Rico, and how like Judge I ain't delve too much into it because we ain't got a lot of time for this stuff, but how Judge Dredd is like of the law and order, and like Rico is of chaos in the law. You know, like he takes the law to the extreme, and that's how they're light and shadow, pretty much.
Yeah.
Here, Mama and Dredd are kind of contrasted in that same way, to where she is this like cold, evil presence, to whereas Dredd is this cold, lawful presence going around. They both like their line deliveries are both calm and so serious to the other characters. And it's an interesting, like you said, it's an interesting contrast between the two. It's
really nice. And the rest of the movie just really supports that idea really well. And again, I just like how dirty it is. Like, it's very nice dirt consistency. I really like the acting here. Wasn't really paying too much attention to the music, but it fits really well.
It's a lot more muted than the other Dredd music, and I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's not grandiose.
I would have honestly
French
loved
horns.
to hear that. I think it would have. I don't know. I'm back and forth because I would love to hear that grandiose music in this, because it is Judge Dredd, and that music really does sell it. But it also would be kind of contrasting to the whole hopelessness, dirtiness of
you can't have
what I mean?
Victorious French horns.
Because like at the end of Judge Dredd, they're like, "Hey Dredd, you saved the city. We want to make you Chief Justice." Here they're like, "We stopped the drug bust. On to the next." Like there's no like big bad glorious ending to go with that.
And they killed more dudes here. They killed like maybe twice as many dudes.
Oh yeah,
like 60 plus dudes. Oh my god. I also really like Olivia Thirlby in here, and like her psychic powerness, and I like how not overused it is. And like it doesn't like overbear. Like when they introduce it, it's like, oh well, she's just gonna be able to help us get through pretty much anything that goes on in this movie. And you know, to an extent she does, but it doesn't seem that way when you're watching it. It seems like she's just making the most of them being grossly outnumbered, outmanned, and outgunned, but they're strategically better than their opponents, who are just guys.
Right. Oh no, go ahead.
And there are black people in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of black people in this movie who are just normal people. Just dudes. We got a female chick judge who's overseeing the I guess the head of the academy or something, who's overseeing Anderson's her trial or whatever with Dredd.
Judge?
Yeah.
She's just a chief judge or like a commander.
Okay. Yeah, she's just like the overseer of future judges.
No, she's just like the chief.
Is she the chief justice?
Chief.
Okay, yes, we'll talk about.
Well, not like the chief justice, but like
she got some pull.
Precinct. Yeah,
she got some pull.
Yeah, it's different than like the other judge movie where it's like this high council thing. We don't really see that here.
No,
we just see like the chief. She's the one that if this were a regular cop movie, she'd be like, the mayor's on my ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luckily, they don't do that to her. But yeah. No, I got you.
It's good to see. It's good to see, and there's not like any like craziness that goes on here, even when one of the few that we have is like a villain, of course, but he's not really. He's kind of just there for a bit, like he's like feels like just a escort mission, pretty much for him, until he gets free and tries to. Get
some
fuck.
good moments to chew the scenery a little bit, to show off his acting prowess, and it kind of works. He works as an effective criminal
He is a
villain.
good actor. I will give him that. And
was it Wood Harris? Is this him? Yeah. It's him, Wood Harris.
Oh wow, it's only 51. He does a really good job in this movie.
Yeah.
And like I said, like a little bit in the Judge Dredd podcast, I really like the pacing of this movie. Like the first Judge Dredd is just so quick.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting in, they're getting out, and here it has a nice flow to from scene to scene, and like with how much time goes on. With the other one, you can't really keep track of what's happening where. They say like 48 hours went by, and I'm just like, 48 hours went by? I didn't see, I mean, post-apocalyptic wasteland, you know, I ain't see day and night cycles or anything like that, so you can't really tell. And here it's just like, what? A few hours? Maybe 7 hours at the most?
Overnight, yeah. Because when they get there, it's day. And when they leave, it's day.
Yeah,
so the whole night's passed.
Yeah. So, like, a little over 12 hours, probably. Like, and it seems like that actually happened.
Right.
So, like...
It's what I'd say is, like, the Judge Dredd movie from 1995 is fast, but not a lot happens. They're just moving fast. It's like shaking a camera in front of your face. It's like, oh, it's exciting, it's exciting, it's exciting. Whereas, to painstaking detail, the Dredd movie is slower paced, but you see everything.
You really do.
They make sure you see everything.
Slow-mo. Yeah, they use that a lot, and it looks really cool in here. The visual effects are pretty good for the budget that they had.
There's something to say that it was like I think I told you last night that like this was in a time where 3D was starting to become the prevalent thing. The like the second or third time 3D was the prevalent thing, and they tried to market that because they this is around the time when it's 2012, so the first Avengers had, so like a couple of years earlier, Thor came out, like, it's Thor in 3D. Like 3D was a part of the title, but it was like in that small print. Like, look at the poster for Dredd. It's in the movie poster.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is.
Underneath the thing.
Dredd 3D.
Like, but everybody knows it's Dredd because like cares about the 3D portions of the movie. Like, it's very pretty, and it makes you wish you were like, oh, you wish you saw this in 3D.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
No, not really. I mean, you could have even shaved that a little bit down. Trying
all them slow mo scenes, like that definitely padded the runtime.
Yeah, that's a good 10 minutes of just slow mo throughout the movie, which they do it quite a bit at the beginning, and then they kind of don't really use it until the end again, and it's trying to sell you 3D with the ending.
It is.
With how long that shit is.
So like it didn't bother me a lot because they integrated so much as a story plot point that I think it worked really well.
Yeah, it's good.
And especially like the way they used it. Like you get introduced to it in the first few minutes, like when you introduce to Dredd to introduce the drug. But then every subsequent time is almost like Mama using it to excruciatingly torture somebody by making them take it and then throwing them off of the balcony so that they notice the fall down all the way till they probably hit the impact. Dredd doing the same thing to Mama at the end. Like it's when it is used, it is used well. I think so. It is just a bit long.
It is. And I still think it is good, and it's very nice to look at. It's very pretty, and I like Anderson's development through this movie. She's hesitant. She doesn't want to kill people. She's literally just a rookie who's out of the academy, and she realizes can't do that because I will be dead if I do that thing. And the female cop is like, I'll shoot her first if I see her first. Or if she sees me first, she'll hesitate. And then I'll shoot her.
That was a really good line. I really did like that line. Because I was like, ooh, damn, that would happen. But Anderson's psychic, so what's up, son?
Yeah, she is. And she's like, huh. All right.
and then I keep it moving.
It did just kept it moving. That was gangster.
God, this movie's so good. But I have a correction because I told you last night that Anderson was a character created for this movie, and then she got put into the canon. That is incorrect. She was a character in the older comics.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the villain.
No, Mama. No, I think she was an established villain.
Oh, okay.
Villainess. But no, I was talking about Anderson.
Oh.
I was wrong about that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Falsehoods.
I'm sorry. But
Betrayal.
I never knew because again, I didn't get to read the comics. And
Fair enough, yeah.
The first movie said fuck that character entirely. Actually, fuck the whole story of there being a side division entirely because that has completely been a thing.
Yeah.
Since the time of the first movies.
Yeah, that did not make that a thing at all.
Nope. Not at all.
This is about Dredd.
But that does bring up a good point that I had last night that the differences between the two movies. Because Judge Dredd gets into a lot of weird things in the comics. To where there is things like side division, but there are also things like evil judges, like alternate dimension judges, like Judge Death. That is like he looks like a judge, but he looks like a skeleton in a judge suit or whatever. And you would I feel like if either Dredd movies had sequels, that you would see something like that, crazy shit like that in the 1995, but here it's too steeped in realism that you wouldn't see that. And that's disappointing to me a little bit because I like to see some of that weird stuff that happens. There's in the comics, Mega City 2 is kind of like a metropolis in comparison to Mega City 1.
Jesus.
Where it's more colorful and vibrant and shit like that. And there's actually a trade where Judge Dredd gets transferred to Mega City 2
to fuck it up
and can't handle it because it's like too nice to where he's like, man, in Mega City 1 we got actual guns, you got me this pea shooter. So like I would actually like to see that because that could happen realistically. Like you just go to California, shoot out there, make it all pretty and beautiful and stuff like that in comparison like how they did Mega City 1 here. I'd enjoy seeing that. But I don't know,
Yeah, it probably won't ever happen.
Yeah.
You'd have to try to make it happen.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd have to be you.
I actually saw somebody online on the Instagram because you read my mind. I was like, man, I would like to make me like a little Judge Dredd short. That'd be really cool. But I actually saw somebody doing cosplay of the suit from Dredd, their own like little version of it with their name on the judge badge and stuff like that. And it looked real good. It looked real good.
Bro, these man, Hollywood. Let me. Gotta put Trae to the side. Gotta put the people to the side. Hollywood. These cosplayers are doing better jobs than y'all. They've been doing better jobs than y'all for decades. Hire them. That's all. Not to say that the Dredd outfit in particular was bad or anything. In both movies, like in the first movie, it's kind of cartoony, but I mean, it's the 90s. But I still thought it looked good. And in this movie, it looked good too. So,
There's something to say, and I think this will be the last thing to say, and then we'll move on. Is that the differences between how imposing Dredd is from Judge Dredd? Yeah. Because Judge Dredd is the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd is the more physical. He looks like Judge Dredd from the comics. They did do a good job of that, of making him look like Judge Dredd from the comics for the most part, to where he's just big and physically intimidating. Whereas Carl Urban isn't that. He is a more smaller, scrawnier Dredd. But the acting is what sets them apart because he has the presence for it. He has the internal presence for being Dredd. When he comes onto the scene, people take notice. You know what I mean? And the thing is, Carl Urban, best actor. Carl Urban, best actor, bar none. He is in this role so seriously. I've never seen somebody take their superhero comic book adaptation role this seriously and come off so well. Yeah. Like I would, usually I'd say like Christopher what was his name? Dude that played Bruce Wayne in the Nolan series.
Oh, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, right. I would usually say him if his Batman didn't sound like he sounded like he was doing a Sylvester Stallone impression.
What do you mean?
No, it'd be like, you know what I mean? Like he just ate a peanut butter sandwich like before he got on set. Like he's a great Bruce Wayne, but his Batman leaves much to be desired.
No.
Yes, Christian. Yes. No, we're not rolling, Nolan. We need to talk to Christian about his accent real quick. Like it's a lot. Whereas Dredd, like one, he doesn't take off his helmet within 5 seconds of Judge Dredd. Sylvester got the thing off.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Carl Urban, for the entire runtime of this movie, you see the back of his head in the beginning of the movie. It is in shadow, but from that time on, you do not see his face.
Yeah, and they even have the shadows where you like see like just like his jaw and like under his lip, like that level of his face, and like some sort of light, and the rest of his face is just shadow, and then you just never see anything ever again.
It's amazing. That's amazing to me.
Like that's
only to be compared to The Mandalorian today have I seen something so committed.
It's this thing where it's so refreshing because I don't know. I haven't seen Mandalorian yet. Yes, I know people don't boo me. Yes, I know I'll get on it. Well, I'm sorry.
You gotta get on that $8 Disney Plus.
I know, and they're saying it's just $8. Just go ahead and do it. I'm like, yes, I'll do it. I know people. I'm sorry. But this is the first time I've seen something like that where I didn't even know this guy's name until today because I didn't pay attention to the credits. Yeah, I know. Sorry, professors.
Come on now.
I was like, I apologize to professors. I know they're listening. But like, it's so. It's something that I haven't seen before. Like, it's so weird, but it's this lack of vanity thing because he's giving off such a good performance, and you don't really need to see his face for that. And I think that people really don't realize that you can act well, and you don't really need to see the face of the actor, and that you don't have to see the face of the main actor like all throughout the movie for them to have a good performance. I think that gets a little swept to the wayside or forgotten.
All right. No, man,
or unrealized.
I have to say it, from the acting, the performances, like everybody here was top notch. I like all across the board. There was no like where you had wasted actors in the first movie. Nobody here was wasted. Nothing here was a wasted moment. From even Dredd telling that hobo like, "Gonna take to the icicle cubes. I don't want to see you when I come back." To that coming back to that moment just to be shocked to see him get squished. It's just like none of these moments are wasted. Everything here is trimmed to perfection. It is why I have to give it a solid A, because unfortunately, where the other movie did triumph is that music was on point, and the music here is a little too muted for my taste, especially for a comic book movie.
That's fair.
But no, here, this is on point. On point. What about you?
You know, I have to give it an A as well. Exactly like you said, it's pretty tight. There's no real wasted actors, and it feels authentic. You know, again, I don't know the material or the source material, but it seems really authentic, and it seems really powerful. And it's a shame that this movie flopped.
It is.
It's a shame. This movie flopped.
She has control of everything. Levels 1 to 200.
This is Mama. Somewhere in this block are 2 judges.
That's not good.
I want him dead.
We're gonna have to go through him. Rookie, you ready?
Yeah.
You look ready.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you check out the other shows that we have on the Facebook, the other main podcast that comes out every other Tuesday. Make sure you leave a like, share it with your friends and your family. Go check out our YouTube where we have content from other Production 1200 works. And make sure you follow us on the Instagram. We post sometimes there. We'll do more. We'll try. Maybe. Like us on iTunes podcast, rate and review. Give us them 5 stars. And we'll see you next time.
And out here for this hour stuff no more, man. That daggone chit chat killed me.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. We were talking for so long. It was good conversation.
Which one?
When we were talking about Die Hard.
Oh yeah. See, y'all.
That one was actually over an hour.
Y'all
too.
fucking up, bro.
I mean, you know, over an hour given, you know,
Y'all lucky I ain't
pauses.
got no other employees. Y'all be fired.
Yeah, sure we would.
You know you're fired.
Did you say on the? You just promoted the last movie, not movie club, chit chat. Talk about some, AKA. I need to hire another editor. How you gonna hire 2 editors now? How you gonna hire 2? Huh? In this pandemic?
In this economy, how's that gonna work? I don't know. I knew you said.
I am the law.
I am the editor.